Good afternoon, Dodger Nation. This is our new Dodger podcast. Dodger Pod is Carlos Baseball and Will Power from Real Talk Baseball. Want to say something, man? You want to say what's up to everybody?
What's up, everybody? Happy to be here in LA. You know, I'm a Dodger fan. I live near Philadelphia now, but it's always good to come back home. I actually went to go see the Joe Kelly mural today in LA.
We should have got it here so we could have seen it. Yeah, well, this is a Dodger podcast. Everything Dodgers, everything that comes out in the news, we'll go ahead and talk about it as fans. Big series today. The Dodgers and Astros for sure. Everybody's booing out there in Dodger Stadium. And if you're wearing an Astros hat and an Astros jersey, oh my God, you better make it alive out of there because it's going to be pretty hard to leave that stadium. And of course, I'm wearing my 2017 World Series hat because that was our World Series. So yeah, I'm a crybaby, I guess.
I was actually I was doing a little touristy stuff today. We went to Olvera Street. And I saw a guy wearing an Astros hat, and I almost said something to him. I should have pulled out my phone and started the little interviews. By the way, I'm going to the game tomorrow, you guys. So I'll be interviewing some Astros fans, some Dodgers fans. So if there's any questions that you guys want me to ask Astros fans, you know, just put them in the comments or give us send us an email, and I'll make sure I send that the questions out.
Well, let me go ahead and share the screen right quick so you guys can see the logo. And you know, the logo is pretty cool. It's a Dodgers podcast live. We're live right now. And if you're out there and you're hearing us for the first time, this is our very first show doing this. Of course, we have the Real Talk Baseball podcast, and this is more dedicated to Dodger fans, Dodger players, just Dodger Nation, pretty much, right? Dodger faithful. So let's go ahead and start with our show, and our show starts with the biggest trade the Dodgers have made in recent history, where it doesn't seem like the Dodgers never stop trading anybody, man. They always seem like there's a big trade, and like this one's no difference. Scherzer and Turner, man, to the Dodgers. Is that something you thought that was going to happen?
Never, man. I mean, Scherzer has always been kind of on the radar for the Dodgers, especially because, you know, losing Trevor Bauer, losing Dustin May. But Trey Turner, that is huge, man. I know Gavin Lux has been down a little bit, you know, since his call up to the majors. So I understand why the move, but I don't know, man. It's hard because I know Trey Turner's a shortstop.
Dude, but Trey Turner's going to be, man. Look, Trey Turner can play short, second, the outfield, and then you still have Corey Seager. So I think that's just a big trade. And then you have them for a bonus year, which was you have them this year and you have them the next. So that's something really excited for a Dodger fan to hear, because we don't know if Corey Seager is going to sign next year. But we got to go ahead and remember this season. And, you know, a lot of people probably asking right now, why isn't Trey Turner out in the field with the Dodgers? He did test positive for COVID. So he's not going to be out there until probably like Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
Which is really weird because I believe that I heard he's vaccinated. So usually what they would do is they would keep on testing him until it comes up with 2 negative tests.
Wow.
So I guess they keep on testing him. It keeps on coming back positive. So I guess the minimum is 10 days.
10 days.
If you test positive for COVID, unless you get two tests back negative. So all these other players that are coming out, Yankees players that have COVID, Jordan Montgomery, the pitcher from the Yankees, just went on COVID
really?
Today.
Oh man.
Yeah. So it's out there, man. But hopefully Trey Turner will. I don't know if he's showing symptoms or not, or if he's feeling bad, but I mean, I'm hoping that he gets to the Dodgers soon and we could start breaking out, man, because we can't let the Giants take the West. Dude.
Oh no, man, not even the Giants. The Giants are playing good baseball. They showed that they belong in first place, but with this trade, I think the Dodgers have a better shot. I mean, let's not forget about Max Scherzer, dude. We're talking about Trey Turner and how he's going to be playing in the second base, shortstop, outfield, and he's going to be here for another year. But this guy right here, Max Scherzer, we don't have Kershaw, so he's taking his spot. And I think it's a huge trade getting Max Scherzer onto this team. And he wanted to come here. So that just makes it extra special.
Max Scherzer actually had a no trade clause. So he didn't have to come to LA. They gave him, you know, the option there's these 3 teams or more that want you. So which ones would you be willing to actually go to? And he actually said that he wants to go to the National League West.
Yeah.
He wants to go to a contender. And he already knows the 3 teams in the division, the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Padres have the most legitimate chances to make it to the World Series.
Of course. And I think a lot of Padre fans got excited when when the news came out that he was going to go to San Diego and they had a deal already in place and that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people on social media saying, "Oh man, we're going to have Scherzer and we're going to win the World Series." And then boom, Dodgers just came out with their news saying that Trey Turner and Max Scherzer is going to LA. Like, oh my God.
And then the Padres answer back and get Daniel Hudson.
Who?
Exactly. Right.
I mean, it's not a bad trade, but I mean, after that big blockbuster trade, like I don't see no other team doing something.
A couple years ago, Dodgers go out and get a former MVP in Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
Big trade. Yeah. Also get David Price along with it.
Yeah.
And in a shortened season, Mookie Betts really performed, dude. We won a World Series with Mookie Betts on our team.
Yeah.
Now we're going and getting 2 more former world champions.
Oh man,
Trey Turner and Max Scherzer. Dude, we have 3 aces on the team now.
We just have to stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what though? With Kershaw seems to be the one that's always getting hurt. His back. Or something's always bothering him, his back, his neck, something like that. So now with him being on the 10-day IL and it's been extended for a little bit of time, I feel like this is preserving his innings. So that way, when the postseason comes along, he's ready, man.
He is.
He's going to be the Kershaw that we saw in the postseason last year.
I hope, I mean, we've had this discussion before off of camera. Like I said, we have another podcast and we talk about that on that podcast. I hope that you know, that forearm is not something bigger than what it's supposed to be. Prince Eric, Dodgers, thanks for watching. Give us a like, subscribe. I mean, this is the first time we're jumping onto this Dodger pod. Ask questions. We're going to go ahead and answer them as the show goes on and before the game starts, because I know everybody's waiting for the game and who isn't, right? The Dodgers are facing the Astros, the hated Astros. And this is the first time the Dodgers are actually going to get to boo this team in Dodger Stadium.
Yeah,
so
no fans in the stands in 2020.
Yeah, so it's gonna be exciting. I'm excited. I'm not even going. You better interview a lot of people out there.
I will.
If you have any questions for Will to ask Astros fans, I think this is a good time for that to happen.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm going to the game tomorrow. So you know, I'm going to be talking to some Astros fans, some Dodgers fans. So if there's any questions that you want to get answered by actual Astros fans, send them our way. So that way tomorrow I can record this and I can talk to a few while I'm there.
Yeah. And another trade that happened, and we're not even talking about it that much as Dodger fans, but Danny Duffy, dude, it's another trade that happened and the Dodgers actually got him. And is he going to be part of the rotation?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the number 5 starter behind Urias. And, you know, for now we have
the bullpen, man. It's just bullpen game. So it's been Buehler. It's been
well, it looks like they put David Price back in the bullpen because he only pitched 1 inning the other day.
Yeah, that's true. But
so now it looks like for now until Kershaw gets back, it's just going to be the 5th game is going to be the bullpen game.
As you can see,
Danny Duffy's been solid, man. Yeah. I've followed him for a few years. You know, I play fantasy baseball and I've had him on my team. I remember when he first got called up and he was great. You know, he's a solid mid threes ERA guy.
So he kind of reminds me of Rich Hill, kind of a little.
Yeah, but with less stuff. He throws more fastballs. Rich Hill is predominantly like secondary pitches, like curveball. Like he has like 3 different curveballs. But Danny Duffy's still solid, man. He has good fastball command. He has 3 or 4 really good pitches that he can throw out there. So as a number 4 or 5 starter, I really like this guy.
Yeah, I like him too. I think once he's ready, because I think he was an IL, right? I think he's not ready to pitch. So they're taking their time with him. It's not that they need to rush him. Remember, the Dodgers were off yesterday. They're playing 2 games against the Astros, which are going to be playoff atmosphere games. And then you're going to be off on Thursday, I believe. So, you know, the team is getting healthy at the right time. And there's no reason why any Dodger fan should panic at this time. We are 3 games behind the Giants, but it doesn't mean that, we have 2 weeks left of the season. There's 2 months left of baseball. So we're hitting the dog years, which is August and then September. That's when they really need to start showing up. So, I mean, yeah, I think this guy's going to help them out. And like I said, it wasn't a big trade that, the Dodger fans were super happy about, because, I mean, who is, right? I mean, you're looking at the Scherzers, you're looking at the Trey Turners. I mean, that just exploded throughout MLB, not just Dodger fans.
Yeah.
And if you're a Dodger fan, you're lucky.
Huge.
You're freaking lucky, and you're what do you call it? You're spoiled, I guess.
Dude, and that trade, we barely had to give up much for 2 former world champions, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you have the
depth.
I know, the best GM in baseball.
Yeah, seriously, Andrew Friedman, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
From the bottom of our heart.
So the Catman, Gonsolin, 10-day IL with right shoulder inflammation. So that's why the rotation is kind of suffering with 4 starters. You have Kershaw out. You have Dustin May, who has Tommy John, and he's going to be out probably till the next season, mid-season probably, right? And then now,
and even when he does come back, he's going to be in the bullpen. There's no way that he can handle a starter's workload
and
right after
innings
Tommy
limit
John.
and all that other nonsense that we don't agree with. We should bring old baseball back, like Nolan Ryan type, where they throw 300 pitches and then they're ready to pitch the next day. Yeah, but Tony Gonsolin, I think he was in the World Series last year, of course, and I think he's going to be if it's not something serious, I think he should be back by beginning September, end of August.
Inflammation usually isn't too bad. Whenever I see inflammation, that they usually are on the IL for the minimum, and then they come back and then they just pitch back to normal.
Yeah.
So I'm not really too worried about Gonsolin too much. The question is going to be, is he going to be in the rotation or not?
That's the big question. And are the Dodgers going to sign Scherzer? Are they going to sign Kershaw? Are they going to? So it's so many ifs and buts. We still have
after this season. I mean, if Kershaw and Scherzer both go, their separate ways. Ace wise, we have Walker Buehler for a few more seasons.
Yeah.
And other than that, I mean, just the younger guys. Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin.
Have to step it up.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and look at the lineup for today's game, man.
It is good that we actually have Dustin May getting the surgery now while we still have our pitching depth.
Yep.
Rather than next season or the season after. So hopefully he can get back his strength and then he comes back better than ever.
That's true. Well, let's look at the lineup for today. You have Betts, Muncy, Turner, Seager, Smith, Taylor, Bellinger, Pollock, Buehler. So, I mean, we don't have Trey Turner on the field yet once he comes back because he tested positive for COVID. There's a lot of outlets out there not saying that. I don't know why. And a lot of fans are actually saying that why isn't Trey Turner out there? So right now, as it is, this is the lineup for today's game.
So is that right? Mookie Betts at second base tonight?
Yeah. So he played second base on Sunday because I believe they don't want his hip to actually, make any, I guess, diving plays out there. I mean, I don't know. I think second base is a hard position to play.
He's played second base before. He played before. I want to say when he was first coming up as a rookie, and in previous years with the Boston's minor league teams.
For sure. What do you think on this lineup? What are you missing? You're just missing Trey Turner. Where would you put Trey Turner at?
Oh, leadoff for sure.
Leadoff.
Yeah.
Dang. And who's the man out? The odd man out in this one.
And this one, it's got to be Bellinger, man.
Oh my God.
It's got to be. I mean, his glove, his arm is still there.
Yeah.
He is solid in the outfield. Great defender, saves a lot of runs.
Course.
But when you're not producing runs, you could save a couple runs. But when you're not, if you're not helping your team with the bat, you're hindering your team with the bat.
Yeah.
And that's one guy that. I mean, I picked him as my bust this season. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, though. The dude's batting, like 160?
Yeah. Oh, man, he's under the Mendoza line, so I don't know. But he is a man out. I mean, I honestly think that Bellinger's not actually producing. You still have time to send him to the minors, fix his swing. I think he should fix his swing. He's turning his head a lot. He's stiff at the plate. He has his back upright. It's just you're seeing it as a fan, and I'm pretty sure as coaches out there, they're seeing this man actually go out there and be really, really stiff. I mean, I know he had injuries. I know he had injuries, but you're not producing. You're not moving runners over. You're not doing small ball things when you're on a like on a batting slump. Usually when you're in a batting slump, you try to bunt, you try to do
and
things.
he has the speed.
He does. So that's why I don't understand why we're so like we don't play small ball. Like I think we should. I think we should. Now, I mean, Trey Turner, he plays small ball.
Yeah. So he has the body size to play small ball. He's top 3 in speed when it comes to base running. You know, other than Billy Hamilton, who barely ever plays now, I want to say Trey Turner has probably the fastest sprint speed from home to first.
Does he?
I want to say he's at least top 3.
He is fast though. Didn't he just had like a cycle not too long ago with the Nationals?
Yeah, he did. He got me like 50 points that day in my fantasy lineup.
Well, let's take a look at something that the Dodgers did not go ahead and look for, and that's the bullpen. I mean, that's the biggest question every Dodger fan has. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, we got Max Scherzer, so we don't need the bullpen. But you know how they manage games now. They don't manage games to where, like, if the pitcher's dominating by the 7th inning and the pitch count's a little high, you know they're going to take them out. So new way of baseball is kind of different than what we were accustomed to back then. If a pitcher was throwing solid innings and you saw that the hitters weren't even catching up, they'll let them pitch the entire game. I think I could count with my one hand how many complete games it's been this year, right? So it's not a lot. So, I mean, yeah, it is a starter. We do need a starter. Scherzer's going to fill that spot. But then you look at the bullpen. I know Knebel, it's already up and throwing. They're seeing good things from him. He's coming. They say that he might come back sooner than later. So that's going to help the bullpen. And another arm out there like that I see, maybe it's Duffy, right? Or maybe they're talking about Urias going into the bullpen, like being the closer that he was in 2020. Because we all remember what happened in 2020 with Kenley Jensen didn't close out those games. So, I mean,
you talking about where Rosarena was running from third and he tripped and he still made it home?
I think it was like a circus or something like that.
Jeez, dude, it was like Taylor, bad throw, and then, before that, Jansen just allowing so many base runners like that. That's been his MO this whole season, man. It's like he has a lot of saves and a lot of strikeouts, but his whip is super high, man. He allows so many walks and so many base hits.
Yeah.
And he gets the save because usually the Dodgers are leading by 2 or 3 runs. So he'll allow a run, maybe even 2. So he'll get the save or a win. But still, dude, like this guy, I'm sick of this guy constantly just allowing bases loaded almost every single time he gets out there. It's never a 1, 2, 3 unless it's maybe against like the Pirates or the Diamondbacks or like low level teams. But we need him in the postseason, dude. And we're not going to see teams like that in the postseason. We're going to see the Astros. We're going to see the White Sox. We're going to see possibly the Padres.
The World Series, though, before the World Series, I think you said the Padres, and the Giants has our number right now.
Yeah.
So those are teams you got to really look out for.
We need to win the division.
The Dodgers haven't played the Mets either. So we don't know what we have against the East Coast. Like, I know they played the Nationals, they played the Marlins, and they struggled against the Marlins. So now they're going to go and play the Mets, and the Mets are in first place in the East. So who knows what they have? They have good pitching. Their hitting's kind of like, iffy, but they have Javier Baez out there that kills the Dodgers all the time. He hits home runs against them. It's like they like playing here in LA for some reason, but they don't want to play for the Dodgers, Anyway, like I honestly think that if the Dodgers do decide to not hold back on Kershaw and throw him out there and just be like, hey, if you have Tommy John next year, that's let him go.
You won't be a Dodger anymore anyways.
And that's a Tommy Lasorda way of thinking. You know how Tommy Lasorda always like pitched everybody to the 8th, 9th inning, like, oh, your elbow hurts? Oh, yeah, you can throw 2 more innings, like that type of baseball. So I think that's what we need right now. It's hard to repeat. It's really hard to repeat. I know the Yankees did it in 99. What was it? Not 99. It was 98, 99, 2000. And I think the Dodgers are trying to do that now. And I think they're trying to do 2020, 21, and 22. And that'll be great if they go ahead and win this year, because everybody's calling the World Series, the 2020 World Series, a Mickey Mouse ring. So to prove it to them, now's the year. This is the year to do it. And what better way to do it with Scherzer and Trey Turner joining the team?
And as fans, man, we didn't get our parade. We didn't get our celebration. Where did we celebrate? On our couches, There's
video of it.
There's video of it. There's a bunch of videos of it, of people recording themselves watching the Dodgers win the World Series. Yeah. But I want to be with all my friends and all my family that are big Dodgers fans also when the Dodgers win the World Series. Yeah. I don't want to be stuck in my house, just sitting on my couch watching it by myself, So I don't necessarily think that 2020 was, just like it doesn't count or anything, because it still counts. It's, for sure it counts. It counts a hell of a lot more than 2017 did.
This one here. That one hurt, to be honest. That one still hurts.
It still hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts especially because I felt like at the time that the Astros and the Dodgers were legitimately the best 2 teams in the division, and they matched up equally so well. Just home runs and home runs and home runs, and the pitchers with strikeouts and strikeouts and strikeouts. It's just they were coming in bunches.
That's true.
They had like 3 pitchers that were 3 starting pitchers that were getting more than a strikeout per inning. Same with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And they had like 3 batters that had 40 home runs plus. In 2017. Same with the Dodgers, man. It's they were just so evenly matched. And then come to find out that it wasn't evenly matched. That they knew what pitches were coming pretty much the whole season. Majority at the Houston field, right?
Yeah.
At what's their field called? Minute Maid Park?
It was made in a minute, I think.
But then they were also coming out with like the buzzer thing, where it could have possibly happened at other stadiums too. So we don't really know what happened at other stadiums, because if you look at the splits, I want to say there's 5 players on the Astros. It's like Bregman, Correa, Gurriel, Reddick, that had just these like amazing stats at Minute Maid Park. And then at every other ballpark, accumulative, their batting average was down 100 points. Their power was down 100 points. The only one that really, really stood out that he was great at home and away was Altuve.
Yeah.
And honestly, out of all the Astros, he is the only one that I have respect for still.
Dang. I don't know, man. I mean, I still have respect for the little guy, but it hurts so much that they cheated. I mean, yeah, everybody's saying how other teams cheated and they've been cheating all their years, but they haven't got caught. They're the ones that got caught. They're the ones that got right-handed, and they're the ones that are like Correa defending Altuve, and putting his hands, with the tattoo. like how far do you go? Like, what if he didn't have a tattoo? And I'm like, oh man, you're gonna have to go get a tattoo now. Like it wasn't even that bad. I think you were the one that posted that picture, right?
I posted it on Instagram, and it was the name. I think it said Melanie with like 2 hearts above it. Tiny little tattoo, man. Something that it was like right here, right? So something like that. And he said he didn't want to show it off because it was messed up, that it was a bad tattoo.
Get out of here.
How do you mess up a tattoo this big? It's just script and 2 little hearts above it. It would take a half hour. I mean, look at me. I am covered in tattoos.
Yeah,
so
I see that.
I can see that little tattoo would only take about a half hour. And there's no way that you can mess up something that small.
Well, how tall is he? Like 5'6"?
Yeah, 5'6".
5'6".
So I mean,
dude,
I'm going like this on me, but on him, since he's tiny, it's probably about like the size of a quarter.
Oh my god,
that's a little messed up. I can't blame. I can't knock on the little guys, man, because my 15-year-old that plays baseball, he's kind of on the shorter side. And I always told him, like, look at Altuve, look at Altuve. You know, he's the smallest guy in baseball, and he's still going out there winning the MVP.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, I'm like, oh man.
What MVP? The one he stole from Judge?
The one he stole from Judge.
Yeah, was that exactly. 2017?
Yeah, 2017.
Right, okay, that one hurts. I'm gonna keep saying it.
Hey, but honestly though, I don't know if you've seen the videos, but there's been times where Altuve will be at home plate batting, and this is 2017 footage.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll hear the banging of the trash cans, and he'll look at the dugout, and he'll look like directly at the players in there, and he'll just look at them like, you better stop banging that. I don't want that. Like, I can see it in his face. Like, he's upset that these guys are banging on the trash cans. And that's the main reason why I say I still have respect for the guy, especially because his home and road splits that season were pretty much the exact same. He's the only one that I can actually say that about on the team.
Well, he's hot right now. He's hitting bombs. He was hitting bombs.
He's hitting bombs, but his batting average is still suffering.
Yeah, still suffering. But like, I think he's getting hot at the right time to face the Dodgers. I mean, come on. If you were a team that were getting booed in every stadium you go to, and now you're going to the team where you got caught for cheating in the World Series and you beat that team, like, you're going to their house with a little bit of like anger, right? You're going to be like a little upset at the fan base because we don't really know what really happened. But yeah, maybe the whole other teams were cheating and whatever, and you're trying to point that out as well, but they didn't get caught. You're the one that got caught. You got to, stick to it. And he's actually stepping up. The one that's not stepping up for me is Correa.
Yeah.
I never liked the dude because the way he controls himself on the field, the way he like talks on media, the way he, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's an approachable guy for me.
You know what bugs me about that guy? This guy is so freaking cocky, man. Like, your glove and your arm, dude.
They're good.
You are one of the best defending shortstops that I've seen in a long time.
For sure.
But your bat, it's very mediocre, So why are you presenting yourself like you're one of like the best players in baseball when all you really have to show for it is your defense?
Yeah.
Guys don't get drafted for their defense.
Nah.
They get drafted for their bat.
They were not going to play the series. They were going to call it quits. They were going to be like, nah, I don't want to face Joe Kelly. So, and Rob Manfred called Joe Kelly, hey, man, you can't be acting up. I have my boys going over. I'm just like, dude, are you serious? It didn't happen. But still, man, I feel like everybody's protecting these guys. Rob Manfred is being like, overprotective with them.
He's babysitting them.
Yeah, like, I mean, like the spoiled kids they are. Let's give them their little rings, give them a little piece of metal, because that's what he called it, remember? Let's give them their little piece of metal. And like, come on, dude. Like, if we sound upset, it's because we are. It's 2021 already.
Everyone that's watching right now is Dodger fans. I'm sure they're upset too. I love that we started this channel because we can
took us a while to start this channel.
It did take us a while. We've been focusing a lot on fantasy baseball.
Yeah.
But now, like, this is what we're really passionate about, dude. The Dodgers that we've been passionate about our whole lives, pretty much. Growing up playing baseball, watching baseball. Our whole families are Dodger fans, watching baseball all the time. Yep. Going to the stadium as kids, and then as adults. And I'm so excited I get to see the Astros and the Dodgers tomorrow, man.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Very excited.
It's gonna be fun. You better go live, man.
I will
want to see that.
I will.
I want to go ahead and text. Hey man, ask him this, ask him that. It's gonna be a little difficult. You just gotta be careful. Like, I know there's gonna be a lot of people there tomorrow. I think the game starts tomorrow at 6:45 or 6:40. Yeah, 6:40. So usually game starts at 7. I don't know what happened there. They decided to try to I guess
it depends on what the
so they won't have a lot of fans out there.
Well, that too.
A lot of people are working at that, going home from there, man.
I want to say it depends on the Astros schedule for the next day, where they're playing.
They're probably playing in Anaheim. They need to get there quick so they won't get booed again.
Sleep in the clubhouse.
Exactly. If there's anybody out there that wants to give us a little bit of, some questions, we're ready for that. Game time. We still have a few minutes. It's only 6:30. I don't know, dude. Like, I really need we really need a question so we can continue the show. But like we said at the beginning of the show, this is the first time we're doing this with the Dodger Pod. We do have a Real Talk Baseball podcast where we focus more on fantasy baseball type things. We have Will Power and Tony Snap and myself on that show. We will have more people coming on into the show. Hopefully we could get interviews with some of the veteran players. I'm trying to see if we can get someone that's really big in my list, and if I could get them on here, we'll live stream and you guys can go ahead and ask those questions on here for sure. Like I haven't got any reply, but if I do, I'll let you guys know, and then I'll reveal the name. I don't want to reveal the name yet because he's a veteran, a big time Dodger. He would play for other teams, but he still wears the Dodger blue, and if we could get him on here, that'd be really dope. So I mean, is there anybody that you would want to get on the show? I think
I mean, the list is long, brother. That there are a few guys that I actually know personally that have been drafted. One guy got drafted by the Dodgers. So there's some guys that I would like to hit up and, ask them to be on the show. And I'm sure they would like to. One guy in particular, I used to play softball with him, and he went to Carson High School in Carson, California. He got drafted by the Reds. And this guy actually told me that he was on the same AAA team as Joey Votto.
What?
And Joey Votto was his backup.
Damn, Joey Votto's smashing right now too.
And Joey Votto was his backup.
Oh my god!
So that's pretty much him telling me like, yeah, I was a badass.
Yeah.
And certain circumstances kind of forced him out, and he became family man and settled down. So he doesn't play anymore. But like I was saying, he was on my softball team a few years back, and this dude freaking mashes. Dude.
I bet, dude.
He hits the ball so freaking hard.
Well, let's try to get him on here. If he was drafted by the Dodgers, and this is a Dodger pod, go ahead. If you guys are seeing this San Francisco Giant sign here, it's not that we're Giants fan. It's that we think that the Giants do belong in a toilet. That's why I put it in the toilet seat. And if you ever been to that dump of a stadium, I mean, why not, right? I've been there once. The fans are not that rowdy like they say, maybe because I wasn't rowdy as myself. I think
it's San Francisco.
Well, I mean, it's just becoming to where it's like, I think it needs to be more baseball-wise rivalry, which is cool, like fighting and stuff like that. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I
feel like those are the type of fans that give the Dodgers fans a bad rap.
Oh my God.
Because we're not like that.
Oh, hell no.
I'm not gonna go up to someone and try to like start. I mean, I'll talk trash when it's necessary,
of course.
But I'm not gonna be throwing fists, and like the things with like stabbings or jumping over into the bullpen and trying to like talk crap to the other players and stuff like.
Or the Brian Stowe, all that stuff, it's nonsense. I mean,
it's too much, man. This is sports. It's supposed to be fun. And if you're taking it that seriously, you got the priorities in the wrong spot.
That's true.
Things that I take seriously that I'm willing to fight for is like my family, and that's I think that's the only way that it should be.
Yeah.
When it comes to sports, am I passionate about the Dodgers? Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Am I passionate about baseball? Of course. But I'm not gonna throw a punch at someone that has a different opinion than I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I went to game 6 in a pandemic. World Series. So I think that's real serious right there. But yeah, I agree. I don't think we should be fighting against other fan base. If we have someone that's a Giant fan, we would like to get them on here. I think that'll be really cool. I think I do see another podcast that do have a Dodger fan and a Giants fan. I think that's a really cool combination.
Pesky in the poll?
No, that's I think that's Bench is Clear.
Bench is Clear.
Yeah. So if you guys have time to watch that podcast,
that makes sense.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty good podcast. If maybe we can have him on here. I think that'll be dope.
Yeah.
I think the Giants guy is kind of. He roasts on the Dodger guy a lot, man, and the Dodger guy defends himself too. Like, but I think they go, they get it. They go and they fight each other. They give each other props as well when it's needed. But then they talk trash, and it's always fun. Like I said, that's the real rivalry for me. The Giants Dodgers are always going to be the number one rivalry. I know right now is the Astros Dodgers. Why? Because we're facing them right now. And the 2017 World Series is recent and it's embedded in our heads. So we're like, we're going to remember that forever. All these players that were on that roster for the Astros are going to be tainted all their career.
You
And
know what, though?
it's just
Like,
going to be like that for a while.
forever.
Yeah. So I mean, our generation's going to pass on, and the next one's going to be like, what happened in 2017? Like, it was a cheating scandal, but they didn't take the World Series away from them.
Yeah.
And
it's going to go in the record books like that.
Oh,
and
of course.
It's Rob Manfred's fault. So, but I was going to say about 2017, like, yeah, it was not that long ago. You know, it was less than 4 years ago that the Astros stole the World Series away from the Dodgers. But it was actually less than a year ago that all of us found out about this.
2019, right?
Well, wasn't that 2020? After? Oh no,
it was
2019.
It was the 2019 World Series
So
it's
been less than 2 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of Astros fans are saying, like, get over it already. Get over it already. Like, would you get over it already if you were in our position? If the Dodgers stole the championship from you guys?
Yeah.
It's
much more than just that, though. I think it's much more than just crying about. We wish we could have celebrated that World Series with, like, personally, I would have been one of those persons that would have loved to celebrate. And 2017, there was no pandemic. There was, like, fans were still out in the fields and whatever. And I remember that year, I would watch every single game with my friends, dude. And it was like every time they would play the Astros, it was just a like tug of war. Like, oh, here comes the Astros. Here comes the Dodgers with 2 runs.
Man.
Here comes the Astros 3 runs. Here comes the Dodgers with 5 runs.
It was a very emotional series.
Yeah, it was just back and forward. So that World Series, and I don't know, maybe I'm overhyping it because I'm a Dodger fan, but like, if you ask an Astro fan, they were on the edge of their seat as well, and they were just like, they were like us. They got the win, they got the W, but then 2019 comes around and then start hearing rumors that the Astros cheated. And it happened when they were facing the Nationals. And, the Nationals won their games away. The Astros won their games away. So no team won a game away and their home. So the Astros lost the World Series at their house. So it was, it was kind of cool, like, seeing the Astros lose at their home, but at the same time, that news coming out and then saying that the Astros did cheat, that's next spring training, like, which was the 2020, it kind of like, it hurt. Like, I'm like, man, and we're not even the players. Imagine the players like Rich Hill. Rich Hill could have had a ring.
Yep.
Alex Wood could have had a ring, but he did get a ring last year, so it helped out. But there's so many players.
He got lucky with that one, though.
Matt Kemp was 2018, no. But you have, like, Andre Ethier that was on the team, a longtime Dodger, like, he could have got a ring. So you look at
Was
those type
Adrian
of
Gonzalez
players.
there still?
I think he was, but he wasn't a starter, so he kept away from the team.
But he still would have got a ring.
He would have got a ring. So you're thinking about all these players and everything that happened. It's not just because they cheated. You're looking into, like, things like that. And that's where, like, fans start feeling like, man, we can't get over it. It's like, yeah, we can. Maybe once, the Dodgers face the Astros in the World Series and we beat you guys for sure.
After plunking them a few times.
Exactly.
I'll feel a lot better when I see Correa get one to the dome.
Yeah.
No. I mean,
I don't know, man. I wouldn't like that.
I'm not even kidding, man. Yeah. I would not mind that at all. Maybe not from someone that's throwing, 100, but maybe from, a 91, 92 mile an hour fastball. I wouldn't mind that so much. I'm not trying to kill the dude, but I just want to be like
91. They're not trying to kill him. Get out of here. 91 is hard, dude.
No, I mean, look at Kevin Pillar. He got hit.
But he's built different.
He is built different. And then Stanton's been hit in the face.
We're talking about Correa, the guy that's getting upset because Joe Kelly struck him out, and he made that face. Yeah, come on, dude. This guy's gonna he's gonna sue MLB. He's gonna sue the fans for laughing at him. And come on, dude. You can't do that to him. You can't do that to him. So if there's any questions out there, we're ready for you guys. I know it's almost game time. Like, again, I'm gonna say it. We were. How long did it take to do this? Like, we just went like, hey man, let's start the podcast, right?
Yeah, it was like 3 days ago.
Yeah, like you said, we're in.
We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah,
we've been talking about doing a Dodgers podcast for about a year now.
Yeah.
And it just never happened because we were so focused on our fantasy baseball, on Real Talk Baseball, the other podcast that we have.
Yeah.
But I'm in LA for the week, and I hit up Carlos and I was like, hey man, Tony's not available this week. Tony is our other host on our Real Talk Baseball podcast. He's unavailable this week. I was in town, and I gotta chill with the homies whenever I'm here. So I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna be there anyway, let's go ahead and do the Dodgers podcast. Especially because we're here for the Astros and Dodgers series.
Yeah. Well, I don't see any questions. We ran out of time. I know. Actually, are we the bitter X? I don't know. Osballs just said, "Are we the bitter X?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we?
Yeah.
Toxic?
I mean,
we're toxic.
If someone has cheated on you, you're going to be bitter about it for a while.
Oh yeah.
So am I the bitter X? Yeah, I'm the bitter X. And you know what's going to help me feel better?
Being toxic?
A fastball to the dome. That's what's going to make me feel better,
to the dome.
It doesn't matter how many times the Dodgers beat the Astros. I won't get over it until there's actually some punishment towards the Astros fans. I mean, not the Astros fans. I'm sorry.
Trying to start a fight over here.
Towards the Astros players, If it's a fastball to the ribs that needs to be done, then fine. It's a fastball to the ribs. But I mean, if anything, Manfred should really take this into his own hands and figure out a solution for it, because all of us Dodger fans, we're not satisfied. I don't think that baseball fans in general are satisfied, except for the Astros fans. If you ask Astros fans anything about the 2017, their answer is always, oh, you're still not over it, or everyone cheats. They're like trying to give themselves a buyout.
Yeah.
But you can't do that, dude. You have to take responsibility. It's like us as parents, we tell our kids, no, you have to take responsibility for your actions.
Yeah.
Why aren't the Houston Astros taking responsibility for their actions?
I think I saw a movie once that says, you got to take responsibility for your own actions. That's what it sounded like right now.
I'm the old man in the movie, huh?
I think it was like a football movie or something like that. I don't know. I think, I don't know if it's, no, actually it was a Family Guy. Never mind. It was an episode. I was thinking of Remember the Titans, but that wasn't it. It was because I won't scratch my head unless it itches, but that's not it.
I won't dance unless I hear music.
Yeah, exactly. That's a pretty dope.
I will not be intimidated. Sick ass movie, man.
I know. Guys, we reached the time limit here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you guys like the show, go ahead and comment. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Like I said at the beginning, this is our first time doing the Dodger Pod. And I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Willpower. Dodger Pod signing out.
See you guys.
Oh, it's going to be hard right here.